Sup gang? Welcome to the first in the tutorial series for Omega Game Framework, the world's best gameplay framework for Unreal Engine. So to get started using it, you'll need to go to the GitHub for Omega Game Framework. You'll go under the latest releases and just download for whichever Unreal version you're using. And I have it downloaded right here, so I'm going to open it up, and all the contents for the plugins are right here. What you'll do is you'll just go ahead and extract it, and there's our plugin. Now, to install it, there's a few different ways. You can put it in the engine, which I wouldn't say I totally recommend, but it can work under some circumstances. Commonly, a lot of people will just copy it and paste it right into their project's plugin folder. That's a good way to do it. The way I like to handle plugins, so I can keep them actually all running from the same spot, is I will go into plugins and do plugin directories. So I'll do additional plugins, search for it there, and in this case, then I'm going to find where my 5.7 plugin actually is. There I go. Now I have the plugin path set up. So whenever I make any changes to the plugin directly, it'll be applied to any project that references it this way. And you won't get the issue you have when putting it in the editor where it sometimes doesn't build. All right, now that we have the plugin installed, let's go ahead and do a couple of things with it. I'm going to make a simple map by pulling in an environment actor. This is an actor in an Omega Game Framework that has kind of all the common environmental components already built in. You also have some quick buttons here to actually change what type of sky you're using. So the atmosphere is obviously the most expensive one, default one. You can also hit this and quickly go to a skybox, which is actually much more performant. Make it super big. And let's look up, let's make sure we have, in this case, plugin content enabled. Then let's look up Omega block. And we will find, we'll say block world, and this will be our grid pattern we use for the world. And now you have a pretty basic Unreal game. So to start testing out just Omega quickly, let's just go into world settings and go down here and we'll do GM Omega demo. If I just select that and hit play, it'll give it a second to compile. So we have some basic gameplay stuff going on. I don't have any input working though. Let me quickly go and fix that. Now if input and stuff isn't automatically working, you'll want to go into project settings under Omega settings. First go into imported gameplay settings, and then you're going to want to add this. This is optional, but it gives a lot of default configuration for a bunch of different settings for Omega Game Framework. Stuff you can set up yourself, but this is kind of the default settings for a lot of them. You can also copy this, modify it. I'll go into this more at a later tutorial video, but this is a lot of presets for things like input. Because Omega Game Framework allows you to use the old input system, but it also includes a much simpler, more streamlined input system as well. So if I hit play now, there we have a third-person character controller with jumping. If I can hit escape, we can open a menu. It took a second to load in the actual widget, but let's go ahead and resume. I can do settings. I can go out, open the save menu, resume. And that's the basics of installing Omega Game Framework.